Welcome to 1-800-U flapping, no napping, double slapping, and if you're keeping score at home, Zetalpa. As far as opening hand goes, we have two planes in the hand. We do have Sigarda's Aid. Do we want to shuffle this away for something a little bit more artifact? Yeah, let's go and do that. And I kind of want to get a little bit of ramp in the hand. Planes, Everflowing Chalice. I guess if, maybe we hit planes, it's going to be Mind Stone. And then Everflowing Chalice. Yeah, we'll go and keep on this. Maybe we get luck on the screen. Yes, we'll put that on top for sure. Put that land on top. Let's get Zetalpa pop back up. And then let's go and lead off with the, lead off with planes. And then we'll kind of cover our commanders in just a second. All right, get that closed out. It's going to get the planes down and anything else. We're going to go and pass the turn. We're playing Zetalpa, Primal Dawn, Flying, Double Strike, Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible. Playing against Gonti, Lord of Luxury, Mr. Black Friday himself, 5-finger discount. Well, technically 4-finger discount once you're stealing stuff. But actually, I'll cover Gonti in a sec. Let's go draw into that second plane. Let's go ahead and get down that Mind Stone. Oh, helps if we get the land down first. Let's go and get the Mind Stone down. It's going to be 1-2. And then anything else, kick it back over there. Playing against Gonti, Lord of Luxury, Death Touch. Whenever Gonti enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library. Exile one of them face down. Then they may spend their manas or any color to cast that card. Opponent's going to go for Knight's Whisper and get that card draw going. We're going to fingers crossed that we get the land drop because that will turn out to be a really nice Everflowing Chalice to get Zetalpa down on the battlefield. But we cover both commanders free time. We can talk about whatever we want, and that's Zetalpa. So if you've never seen Zetalpa before, this is Path to Exile. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's still see if we can't try and make the lane drop by going for Everflowing Chalice on 1. Yeah, we'll be okay with that. It's going to be 1 and then 1 off the Mind Stone. All right, get that down, and then we're going to kick it back over there. Fun fact, if you're playing Everflowing Chalice on Magic Online and it says cast, you'll be able to cast it for 0 if you're inclined to do so. It's not really going to help you out much. I've done that before, thinking that I'm going to cast it and then it'll prompt me for the multi-kicker. But no, you need to click on multi-clicker. So save yourself a little bit of a headache on that one in the future. All right, we're drawn to Rebuff the Wicked. And we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we're just going down Strata. I think that'd be good. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go and shuffle that Exile of Plains. All right, anything else, kick it back over there. But yeah, as far as Zetalpa goes, if you've never seen this deck before, this is it is 1-800 are you flapping, but it's a Voltron deck. So we're looking to get down Zetalpa, put as much stuff on there. Zetalpa really is, once you get on the battlefield, it is 8 mana. Kind of takes a lot to get there, but once you get Zetalpa down and you start getting a few little pieces of equipment onto it, it really becomes a force to be reckoned with when it has that Vigilance, Trample, Indestructible. You're really only looking at kind of dodging something like Path to Exile to get rid of it. Especially when we're playing against Mono Black. There's a couple different things in Mono Black that you can get with exile effects, like Vraska's Contempt. But for the most part, most of the Black Destruction spells, Zetalpa's going to be immune to that. So it's always nice to get that. See if we get the lane drop for the turn. We're going to keep those fingers crossed. Love to see a plane. Oh, yes. Let's go and get the planes down. It's going to be us at 5 total mana. Do we want to... We can path on Gonti. We have Day Judgment, but there's really not anything super crazy. Opponent does have Ashnod's Altar out there, so that's something that we do need to keep in mind if they're going to get some sort of loop going with that. So at least we do have Path to Exile to kind of do something in response. Anything else? And I was going to pass the turn to our opponent. But yeah, so we've got tons of different equipment in here. I'm running a lot of gotcha spells in the white in here, so you can see we've got stuff like Rebuff the Wicked, counter target spell that targets a permanent you control. And it's actually pretty good because we do have Sword of Feast and Famine in here. So let's say they were swinging in with Zetalpa, but it has that double strike. So it's going to be double damage that we're dealing to our opponent and double Sword of Feast and Famine triggers. And so let's say that our opponent doesn't have any, let's say they have Remove versus Zetalpa, but they're going to use it for one of our artifact pieces. We can use Rebuff the Wicked, counter that, and then we're still good to go. So pretty nice. But Jet Medallion, okay. I love the art on that one. Looks really good. But yeah, I'm getting Dominaria stuff ready this weekend. I'm recording as Dominaria releases on Magic Online. So I do have, I found the commander that I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, going to be releasing this Friday. His name starts with a Y and he's black. And then I'll let you kind of figure out what that might be. So if you're anticipating any sort of commanders this Friday, that would be something that you reliably could anticipate. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. We'll see how the week goes. But I did play a game earlier and it was wonderful. I'll kind of explain it here in a second. So we've got drawn to Ghostly Prison. Yeah, we'll go and get that down. I mean, it's not the best, but at least we'll just kind of be taxing our opponent into using, instead of getting the Gonti beat sticks coming across. I don't think that, yeah, that's not our Jet Medallion. So our opponent still is looking at one land, or maybe they didn't really just hit a bunch of, I don't think they really exiled anything. No, we do have a card in exile. Yeah, we do. So we're still kind of in a holding pattern to see what that is. Maybe they grab something like Swords to Plowshares. Oh yeah, the Ghostly Prison. It's Gonti steals too much, so we're definitely gonna have to put him in a prison. But yeah, I played Yargle earlier, just kind of a test run, and I played against Gashoth. Yeah, it was Gashoth, and it's pretty good. And so basically, the core concept of Yargle, I definitely want to talk about it. Like the core concept of Yargle at this point right now, Conjurer's Closet. Okay, now I think at this point we will go for the Path to Exile in response to that. We do have only two. Actually, excuse me, we do have artifacts, so we can actually go for Dispatch in response to that Conjurer's Closet trigger. So let's go and do that. And that's gonna be 1, 2. Yeah, we do have 3 artifacts. Just want to make sure. Gonti goes back to the command zone, does not get that additional effect entering the battlefield, and then Armory Automaton. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for that. That's going to give us some sort of game plan. We need something rolling. I will be able to attach the strata on there. There we go. And there's no other equipment from our opponent. All right. Yes, we're going to use that ability. It's going to make it a 5/5, and then anything else. No, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. All right. But yeah, so with Yargle, it's another Voltron deck. It's kind of like this. Just imagine Zetalpa, but in mono black. But I don't know. There's a lot of because one of the things that I found with Yargle is giving Yargle flying is definitely some good magic right there. And so I've got some. I think we have like chariots. I have a chariot card in there. I can't remember exactly what it is. I can see the art, and then we have another. Uh-oh. Oh no, our opponent. Oh dang it, that's a bummer. I hate that. That is a bummer. Our opponent. Oh, we could have gone for Rebuff the Wicked, but we'll save that for Zetalpa. So what ended up happening is our opponent had clicked on Gonti and had to go to the Exile Zone for Conjurer's Closet. Since we cast Dispatch on Gonti, it was set up to where Gonti was going to go to the Forever Exile instead. All right, our opponent's going to be going for Damnation. Yeah, that's fine. They'll get a little bit additional off the Dead Man's Chest, and then hopefully we can get some stuff going, get down to Zetalpa, start swinging in. That is a bummer, though. That's happened to me before where, you know, that's one of the, not that it's necessarily a downside, it's just something you have to be aware of in Magic Online, is that, you know, our opponent would have been able to articulate to us that obviously they don't want Gonti in the Exile Zone, but with the way you have to click on commanders, you know, stuff like that happens sometimes, so that's not all the fun. Immortal Sun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're actually 1 away from that. So I guess at this point, yeah, we'll just simply just go and pass the turn. Hopefully we can get either a few more artifacts. That's kind of what this deck is based around, is getting a ton of artifact ramp onto the battlefield and then getting down Zetalpa. So in fact, if we can get down the Immortal Sun, actually be really good against Liliana Vess. But actually, the Immortal Sun, that reminds me, so I've been playing a lot of Brawl. Definitely going to be getting some Brawl going onto my channel and on MTGO Traders channel. That's kind of why my release schedule last week was kind of so wonky. When I get into something, I submerge myself in it. Like I just really just, like there's a couple nights where I just spent like 2 hours playing Brawl just to kind of get a feel for the format. And so I was trying to do that in addition to trying to record at the same time. So Brave the Elements, okay, not really what we're looking for. Let's go and kick it back over to our opponent. But yeah, with Brawl, so I've kind of submerged myself into it now. I'm kind of getting a feel for it, what's kind of good, what's not kind of good. Because when you're building these, it's hard to build decks for a format where you've never played it. And like I don't play at a local gaming store, so as I'm doing these deck techs, you know, a few weeks ago, you know, I didn't really have any real play experience. You know, I could goldfish it if I want to, but that doesn't really help you, you know, building the deck. So now that I have some play experience in here, I'm definitely going to be making more decks for, for Brawl. And I'll be releasing it on the channel. It's not going to overtake Commander 1 versus 1 at all. I'm still going to stick to my Monday through Friday 1 versus 1. I'll figure out how I'm going to incorporate Brawl into my actual channel itself. I'm probably thinking at maybe like a Tuesday, Thursday release, or maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, some sort of, you know, semi-weekly Teferi's Protection. All right. Anything else? We're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. Hopefully. I know there's some lands in here somewhere. I know they are. Once we get those lands rolling, though, we've got a ton of good stuff in the hand to kind of help protect us from our opponent. Opponent is getting down Phyrexian Arena, so they've got some really good card draw going. And then we do have to watch out for Azor's Gateway on something like Torment of Hellfire. And that's actually, I played Angrath earlier, the Planeswalker, which is, it's kind of a fun deck. It kind of reminds me of Jund in Modern. So you're trying to get down Angrath, really start plussing up your opponent, using the board wipes to clear it out, and then to start attacking your opponent's hand. And definitely within Brawl, if you're running black, let's go and discard at this point right now. Yeah, we're going to get rid of Brave the Elements. We've got Rebuff the Wicked to Fairy's Protection, so Brave the Elements is a little bit more situational on this one. But if you're running Black and Brawl, Torment of Hellfire and Azor's Gateway is definitely a secondary win condition. That's like I hit somebody with I think a Torment of Hellfire for like 30, like X is 30 the other night, so that was pretty good. And but yeah, it's pretty easy to get it to flip online. And the fun thing about Brawl is, we've gotten to turn 10, and this is 1 versus 1 commander. But I'm not really doing a whole lot, and our opponent's commander went back to the command zone, or is in exile forever, which is unfortunate. And then let's see if we hit the land drop. Come on, land. I know there's a land in here somewhere. I'd love to get down the Immortal Sun. Mind's Eye. Okay, well, it's something. We can tap out for Mind's Eye, but unfortunately, we're not going to have that mana for it. But at least it's going to get it down. We can put some taxing effects on our opponent. Get down Mind's Eye, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. But yeah, it's pretty easy to get the Azor's Gateway to flip, and it's definitely a secondary win condition. But bring it all full circle with the Immortal Sun. That is something that it's pretty good powerhouse in Brawl. So if you think about playing Brawl, I highly recommend. No, we don't have the mana. Mind's Eye. Thanks for rubbing it in. But once we get that going, we can definitely go for it next turn and get that card draw going. But with Brawl, definitely bring your the artifact hate. Especially if you're playing a Planeswalker. What do we want to get rid of? Day of Judgment? Yeah, we can get rid of Day of Judgment. Destroy all creatures. Or do we want to hold on to that? Let's do this. Let's go and get rid of Rebuff the Wicked. Yeah, I think I like hold on to a board wipe and spot removal and still protection for us. Teferi's Protection, Rebuff the Wicked is a little bit cheaper, but Teferi's Protection is going to be a little bit more, bit better for us in the long run. Okay, and our opponent's going to get down Nim's Death Mantle. We'll go ahead and get Gonti, just a little baby Gonti, or actually we can cross him off the screen since Gonti is in the exile zone at this point right now. Now, if we don't hit the land drop next turn, we will be online for Mind's Eye. Our opponent's going to have the draw step. They're going to have Phyrexian Arena. So at least we'll have 2 opportunities to draw a few more cards. And then once we get down the Immortal Sun, we can really start... Oh, and also, especially if they start going for the Azor's Gateway triggers, we can get down the Immortal Sun and kind of put some pressure on Liliana. No, we're not going to be able to pay for it. That's my face when we can't hit our land drops. So... All right, so they've got, at this point right now, our opponent's got 3 cards exiled, so we're actually about 2 converted mana cost cards away, and a 0 does count towards that, so if they exile a land, they will be able to get it flipped. All right, there we go, Command Beacon. Let's go and get down the Command Beacon. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're sitting at, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 mana at this point right now. Do we want to slam the Immortal Sun? That's going to have them going for another tutor. And actually, the Immortal Sun is going to give us another card draw. Yeah, let's go and get that down. I think I like that. And that's the other thing about the Immortal Sun in Brawl, is that you get this down, and because typically, a lot of the games that I've played, no, we're not going to be able to pay for that. No, we're not going to be able to pay for that. With Brawl is, you're going to, in Commander, there's going to be, especially in 1 versus 1 Commander, you're going to have those games where you kind of, maybe it's over about turn 6 or something like that. Our opponent gets off to a really good start. Oh, that's what it is. Our opponent took our Commander Sphere and our Staff of Domination. Okay, so that's what they've stolen from us so far. But you have a lot of games, sometimes where it ends on turn 5, turn 6. This is a different game, obviously. But with Brawl, it's kind of like you're pretty much going to get to about turn 8 most of the time. And it makes for some really good magic, but especially something like the Immortal Sun, like late game, having that extra card draw is, that card draw is king in Brawl. But I highly recommend it if you're thinking about playing it or building a deck. Like that Vraska deck that I put out on my channel last Friday, it's like 30 tickets or something like that, and you can obviously scale it down like that on budget, but it's some good gameplay. I was trying to think how to describe Brawl to the people who may not be super interested in playing it. It reminds me of being a kitchen table Magic player again, if that makes sense, which is just a lot of fun. You're kind of building these decks. You have a limited card pool, and I'll kind of highlight that on just a second. All right, hit another Plains. Got our own Azor's Gateway, buddy. 1, 2, that's going to be 6, 7. We're looking at 8 for Zetalpa. Let's go and do this. Let's go and go for Azor's Gateway. That's going to be 1, 2 off the Mind Stone. Excuse me. Our spells are going to cost... Oh, yeah. Our spells cost 1 less to cast because of that. So we actually could have gotten down Zetalpa. Zetalpa is going to be 7, 1, 5, 6. Yeah, we could have done that. So we'll actually get down Zetalpa next turn, and they'll be online for an Azor's Gateway. Kind of a little flip off of that. And then our opponent's got some good stuff going. I guess they need to get a creature rolling, but at least between the Phyrexian Arena, if they go for a Azor's Gateway trigger and their draw step, we're looking at paying 3 to draw some cards. Really, we're going to be able to look at about 4 cards next turn, or this turn, excuse me. So I kind of like that. Let's go and go for Command Beacon. Yes, we're going to pay that ability. Draw into Seer Sundial. And outside of the artifacts for this deck, one thing that we are running is just a lot of Mind's Eye. You can see we've got Seer Sundial. We're trying to capitalize on as much card draw as possible with Zetalpa. One of the main reasons for that is if you're playing mono white, you're not necessarily putting yourself, well, you kind of are, a little bit of a disadvantage, but there's just not a lot of card draw in mono white. So yes, we're going to use that ability. All right, draw into Swiftfoot Boots. Actually pretty good with that Swiftfoot Boots. Not that we need to worry about Indestructible, but at least having it on the battlefield is good for us. All right, now our opponent is online for Sanctum of the Sun, so I'm glad that we at least got down the Immortal Sun to kind of stop that Liliana before they go for... let's see where this gets. All right, let's see what we've got going on. Uh-oh. My Kingdom for a Mana Tide right now. If our opponent taps out for a humongous Torment of Hellfire, that might be it. So we'll see what's going on. Oh man, that would be good. And then, even if we held on to rebuff we can still have Azor's Gateway. We might get lucky with Mana Tithe off that. Okay, let's see what we can get going on. Let's go for the Azor's Gateway. Okay, we're not going to get it. That's a bummer. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Hold on, wait. Until next turn, your life total can't... Oh, no, excuse me. We have Teferi's... yeah, we have Teferi's Protection. Okay, never mind. Let's do this. All right. So we're going to go ahead and exile. I'm glad, take the time to read the cards. Let's go ahead and get rid of that Marble Diamond. Until your next turn, your life total can't change, and you have protection from everything. Yeah, let's go and go for that Teferi's Protection. I forgot that our life total can't change. I'm glad it didn't click OK on that one. Okay, so we're going to go for the Teferi's Protection. We're going to be able to hold at 28. We're going to have our permanents phase out. The good thing about that is, at least we're going to have Torment of... Okay, so we're not going to discard anything. We're just going to take the 3 life, lose 3 life. We're going to click this 42 times. All right, there we go. Casually dodging a Torment of Hellfire for 42. There we go. That's mono white for you. All right, so our permanents are phased out. We do have the reduced cost off Zetalpa, and I'm glad I missed on the Immortal Sun reduced cost of Zetalpa because oh, and they can actually still go for Liliana Vest. So one thing that they can go for is if they do have the one-eyed guy, I can't remember his name, but if that's something they did search up, they can get that down and bring back that Torment of Hellfire. But I'm glad our opponent did see the Liliana Vest trigger with the Immortal Sun being phased down. So that was definitely a heads-up play by our opponent. But dodging a Torment of Hellfire for 42, I'll take that. Okay, and let's see what we draw into. All right, draw into Rogue's Passage and draw into another Plains. At this point right now, we do have a way to give Zetalpa haste. So let's see. Let's go ahead and get down the Rogue's Passage. Let's go and go for Zetalpa. Is that exactly what we want to do for? If they did search up that card to bring back Torment of Hellfire, we're kind of in a rough place anyway. Yeah, let's go ahead and get down Zetalpa. There's really not a whole lot else we've got going on in the hand. That's going to be 1, 2... I'll crack that Mind Stone. All right, get down Zetalpa, and then anything else. We can equip this on next turn. This can be equipped for 3. Yeah, let's just go and pass the turn at this point right now. Actually, if they did search it up, I think we're dead on board now that I think about it, because we have enough mana to go for Azor's Gateway to kind of filter. But, yeah, we'll go and do that. We'll just simply just go, well, let's hold up Path to Exile. Let's do that, just in case something kind of nutty happens. I'm not going to pay for that, no. And if that is the search up, then we're kind of in a rough spot. But at least we're going to leave ourselves open with that Path to Exile. So I'm not entirely... Especially, it's going to be an instant speed activation to where they can put the Nin's Death Mantle on there to kind of bring it back. But who knows, maybe we can stop it with Path to Exile or something like that. But yeah, you can definitely see where getting Sanctum of the Sun flipped with the Azor's Gateway can definitely be, it's a finisher in Commander. It can definitely be a really good finisher in Brawl. Oh, that's what I was saying about Brawl. It's one of those that untapped target land. Okay, let's see what we got going on. It makes me feel like a kitchen table player again. You have this limited card pool. Every game plays out differently. Your beginner decks tend to be a hodgepodge of just cards that you've collected over time. Like when I first got into Magic, I was drafting, I would just I had a green black rare deck. That was my kitchen table deck. And if I was drafting Innistrad or something, and I came across like a green rare, extra planar lens. Okay, if I came across like a green rare or something like that, I'm like, oh, that'd be great for my green black rare deck, even though I'm drafting like a blue deck or something like that. So it definitely reminds me of like a fine tuned kitchen table magic, which is, it's kind of a very innocent magic, if that makes sense, because one of the bigger common complaints I've heard against Brawl is that, oh, it's a rotating format, which there's truth in that. The good thing is you're not investing into this three, four, $500 deck that's going to rotate, or a modern deck that's $1,000. Most of the Brawl decks I build, they tend to be in the if you're going to go ultra budget, $15. No, we're not going to pay for that. All the way up to like a nickel bolus deck is in the neighborhood of $100. But it's a very fleshbag marauder. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We can recast it. Yeah, we're still online for Zord's Gateway too, but yeah, it kind of makes that kitchen table magic. Kind of gives it a card pool to pull from, and the games are really fun, or at least they're really enjoyable. There's a few games to where you don't have the smooth draws like you do of Commander, where you can have access to all the draw spells, but it's still some good magic, still a lot of fun. All right, opponent still got 14 mana left. Let's see what we're going to be going for. Draw a card. We still have Path to Exile to go for, so if they do get in a spot to where kind of puts us in a weird spot, because with Ashnod's Altar, they can sack a creature, add that 2 mana to their mana pool. So if we're trying to get around something like Nin's Death Mantle, it's going to be a little suspect for us to go for that, but we'll try our best. But yeah, it kind of just reminds me of Kitchen Table, and I'm excited to keep recording for it, and especially as new sets get released. Not going to pay for that, but at least to somebody like me, if you're an enfranchised Commander player, you love Commander. Just like me, I love Commander. But as far as paper magic goes, like, I play 0 paper Commander. So to somebody like me, the Brawl format is something that Grave Titan, okay. Not Grave Titan, but Brawl is one of those things where it's making me want to go, like, turn it in order. Let's go and Path to Exile that, just to kind of get rid of, make sure we're not missing anything. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's go and go Path on Grave Titan. Take care of them. We want to make sure that hopefully we, if they want to go for the exile effect, they did. Okay, excuse me. Oh, dang it. They did say, or either way, they would have been online for that sacrifice. They can bring it back, get those tokens, and then still kind of be in a pretty good spot to get the extra, especially with Sanctum of the Sun out there. Oh my gatitos. We're going to see a lot of cats coming. Not a cats, a lot of zombies. We do have Dave, I played against the Green White Cats earlier. We do have Dave Judgment, so if they do kind of sequence, string a lot of zombies out there, we can still go for Dave Judgment to kind of take care of that. But let's see what we draw into. Hopefully we can kind of find a way out of this one. That's at least going to be, it's going to be a lot of zombies. We can still clear the board out just a little bit. They can still pay that 4 mana though to bring it back, so we'll see what's going on. And the other cool thing about it is, you get to have planeswalkers as your commander, so it kind of makes for it makes for a different magic experience. That's the kind of way I'm approaching it. Is it's not commander, it's truly Brawl. It's its own independent way to play magic. It's the same way that you approach standard in a different way that you approach commander, or the way you approach modern in the commander. It's just a different way to play magic. Okay, let's go ahead and get down the let's go for Azor's Gateway activation real quick. Hero's Blade. Okay, let's go and get rid of Worn Power Stone. Let's go and get the planes down. And I think either way, we still need to go and force the Dave Judgment, but they can still keep paying that 4 mana to bring it back, sacking it. Yeah, we're still going to go for it. Tap out on that Everflowing Chalice. Destroy all creatures. That'll get in the bin. I always forget about Nim Death Mantle, and that it's you can pay for, like, it doesn't have to be equipped. So that's something that I always forget about, that particular line of play. So we have Dave Judgment. See if our opponent's going to do anything in response to that. Okay, so they can get the Nim Death Mantle. They're going to be able to pay that 4. And opponents, they're going to go to town. So what I'm going to do on this one, they added that mana. I'm going to speed it up and let them kind of get these zombies going. Okay, so we did, I thought they were going to go for some Nim Death Mantle things, but I still went ahead and go and sped it up so we can, they just activated Staff of Domination a few times to kind of get that rolling. But yeah, so we're going to be able to, we kind of ripped into Lightning Greaves, Open the Armory, Sad Robot, Lapse of Certainty, and Inventor's Fair. We're online for Inventor's Fair, but pretty much our opponent's going to be able to close it out with a lot of this zombie activation. Yeah, in fact, they're going to be able to make enough creatures to go for that. Hey, good game. We'll save our opponent some clicking. But our opponent definitely overcame the Gonti going into exile, and they're gonna basically what's going to happen is with us not having any sort of answer to that, they're going to be able to keep sacrificing a couple of the zombies, Ashnod's Altar, put that Nim Death Mantle on there, keep getting that Grave Titan coming back out there, and going from there. Sorry we didn't really get a lot of Zetalpa going. We kind of had a rough start like that, but sometimes I like to post some commentary pieces, especially like Brawl or whatever, and we got to see our opponent escape from Gonti. Leaving back Black Friday, going home. I guess he was tired or something like that. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.